Justice Aditya Mittal, the former judge of Allahabad High Court. Justice Mittal, thank you so much for being with us today on NewsX and speaking to us on these new criminal laws. Can you please explain these new laws for our viewers? A lot of them are very confused. They're wondering what the changes are. Justice Mittal, you can, of course, help simplify things for our viewers. Can you help us explain the changes and the new ramifications of these new laws?
It's impossible to explain these laws in 5 minutes, but I will try to conclude it. Basically, our old laws, maybe the Indian Penal Code 1860 or the Indian Evidence Act 1862 or the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Basically, the Indian Penal Code was codified by Lord Macaulay in the year 1860, and we were then in the colonial system. Now we are in the constitutional system. The purpose of the Britishers were to suppress the Indians, to award more and more punishment to them for even petty offenses, and there was no transparency. You know that under the old Indian Penal Code, under Section 279 IPC, if there is some accident due to rash and negligent driving and some person dies, the only punishment was 2 years, and it was a bailable offense. What is the reason? The reason was that at that time, only the Britishers or the persons supporting the Britishers, maybe the Talukadars, maybe the Raja Maharaja, they were only having the vehicles. So this law was so lenient that even a person dies in the road accident, the driver was granted bail immediately, and the maximum punishment was only 2 years. Now, in the new system, we are moving from the colonial era to the Indian values of justice. That is called Nyaya. And the prime interest of the citizens of India has been taken into consideration, and much more transparency has been made in the system by these new laws. For example, the person who is going to lodge the FIR, he will get the copy of the FIR immediately. Secondly, if there is a victim and if his medical examination has been conducted, previously there was no provision to provide him the copy of the medical examination so that he may object to it or may give some other opinion. But now under the new law, this provision has been made that the victim shall be given the copy of the first information report as well as the medical report, and the victim shall also be informed about the progress of the investigation. In previous status, there was no information to the victim regarding the filing of the charge sheet or filing of the final report before the court. But in the new system, this has been introduced. Moreover, there is security for the women and security for the witnesses. Much care has been taken about the rights of the women and children. In some matters, the offenses have been more explained, much more punishment, just like for rape or the gang rape or rape by a person under the authority. These have been enhanced. And one more important aspect is that the offenses which are punishable with fine only, in that for the first time in India, the community service has been started. Meaning thereby that person is not supposed to pay the fine, but he has to serve the society as an accused. So there are various new improvements to the Indian judicial system, and it is totally in consonance with the Constitution of India. You know that Constitution of India came into existence on 26th of January 1950, while these laws were of 1860 and 1862. Although I should praise Lord Macaulay for drafting the Indian Penal Code so clearly, and even today, each and every comma and full stop has its meaning. And I may tell you that Lord Macaulay took 42 years to draft the Indian Penal Code. It was not drafted in haste, and even those offences which could not be perceived at that time in the year 1860, even they were included. So the old law was certainly good, but it was the rather to say it was the impact of the colonial system that they intended to suppress the Indians by providing more and more punishment even for the petty offenses. Now, as you see that now we are in the digitization area, and through video conferencing, there are various offenses like cyber offenses, cyber crimes, and so in this Indian Evidence Act, new Indian Evidence Act, this digital information, digital document, they have been introduced. And now the digital document has the same acceptability as the physical document. Even you can make the FIR through the email. That is called the zero FIR, and it is not required that now the FIR must be lodged in a place where the offense has been committed. No. Now you can lodge the FIR from anywhere in India regarding any offense in India, and that shall be looked into by the concerned police station. Moreover, there are various provisions in the new Code of Criminal Procedure under which the responsibilities of the police officers as well as the transparency of the police officers has been enhanced. They are now like friends of the victims, and they are not the rulers. So this new system or the new laws certainly uphold the principle of rule of law, and it is for the Indians, by the Indians, and of the Indians.
Now, you mentioned this, Justice Mittal, in your very in-depth explanation that community service for petty crimes has been incorporated as well. I'd like to ask you then, how crucial a step is this to reduce the burden on the courts and also to fast-track cases that deal with very serious crimes?
By providing the community service, there are two aspects. One, that if the accused is supposed to deposit the fine, it goes into the government treasury. Maybe expended on the community service, maybe expended on anything or else. But introducing this community service, this will give an impact upon the mind of the accused as well as the victim. The mindset of the accused shall be that, oh, I have done something wrong. That's why I have been compelled to do this community service. And there shall be satisfaction to the victim also that yes, the court has taken a right decision and this person has been exposed before the society to do the community service. So it's a good step, certainly a good step.